let's check out the official starter evolution reveal for Pokemon Sword and Shield. And what I have to say is that the most important thing about this is probably having official art for the Pokemon, because if you go on websites like Bulbapedia, you don't have anything to reference the Pokemon for. And the weird thing is, comparing it to Pokemon Sun and Moon, like after Pokemon Sun and Moon came out, we already had most of the decks anyway. Then the Pokemon company's like, here's all the information about all the Pokemon. And I like reading the blurbs because it goes beyond the Pokedex entry. And it was really fun the way it was done in Pokemon Sun and Moon. But when it comes to Pokemon Sword and Shield, we are just now getting these starter evolutions. I mean, there's a lot of weird things that can be said that I might go on a bit more in this video later on about, like, how they're doing it now and if it has any impact. But until then, let's just go and break down these new Pokemon. So, Thwackey, the beat Pokemon, grass, 2 foot 4 inches, 39 pounds, with the overgrow ability. Just pretty much like straightforward starter Pokemon stuff. And the reason why I'm doing this is because you guys might not know the information about these starters, that you might only have checked out the Pokedex entry of the one you have inside the games. If you haven't maxed out, or not maxed out, but yeah, if you haven't completed the Pokedex, if you haven't been interested, it's just here and accessible instead of having to like search through it for your game and stuff. So passionate about practicing with its sticks. Grookey's evolution has caused its stick to change as well by splitting into 2 sticks. Got it? Thwackey now uses these sticks to keep rhythm. It devotes itself entirely to its practice with these sticks so that it will be able to drum faster and longer than anyone else. Sometimes Thwackey becomes so focused on practice that it doesn't even hear the orders from its trainer. That's actually pretty neat. And we could like see that with the trailer. We're just like, you know, beating it whole time. That sounded wrong, but he's beating the drum. That's what I mean. Living every day in rhythm. To develop a sense of rhythm, Thwackey keeps beat alive during its daily life. And now the interview with Junichi Masuda makes so much more sense. The Game Informer one, with it was like all the information about Grookey, and then some hints about its evolution. So when you know, it's the mood-setting, fist-pumping, yeah, Pokemon, it makes sense now. It walks while swaying back and forth to a beat and drumming with its sticks. It always feels the beat. Some Thwackey have even been seen to keep the rhythm while eating. That's pretty cool. I don't like the design, but I like the lore behind the Pokemon for sure. Rillaboom, drummer Pokemon, pure grass. I love that they did that with the starters, that they didn't try to do anything overtuned. They didn't try to make it complicated or anything like that, or force a firefighting into Cinderace. But it's like, alright, pure typings, that works. I feel that we don't need to feature creep or concept creep every new Pokemon generation. Actually, I feel that's one of the biggest failings of Generation 8. I despise the overall decks, but I actually really like the starters overall. Like, you just take all the starters and put them together. It's in the better half of all of the generations of starter Pokemon, and I thought I was going to hate Grookey's evolution. I'm down with it. So let's get more information about the drummer Pokemon and artful performance on its stump drum. As Thwackey evolves into Rillaboom, its 2 sticks further develop into 2 sticks and a stump drum. What is this magic? How does that happen? Like, okay, I'll believe that the little stick grows up and then splits. I will not believe that a stick can then transmute into a stump. Like, that'd be... I think we've already heard, like, a lot deeper lore from, like, a lot of other Pokedex entries about how, you know, a Pokemon will adapt and develop and like seek out some kind of item for itself. So that'd be cool. It's like, oh, when Thwackey evolves into Rillaboom, it needs to keep the beat so much that it immediately tears down a tree and creates its stump drum. In battle, Rillaboom unleashes powerful sound waves with its drumming and throws opponents about by controlling the roots of its stump. That's cool. We saw that with Grookey, you know, beating the rock and then having grass grow. So it's like, that's actually kind of cool. It's like a shaman with the drum. And I think everyone knew that's where Grookey was going to go. So getting into the actual lore behind it, it's like, yeah, beat drum, control trees, you get wrecked. And that also makes more sense how drum beating lowers speed, because it puts out the roots and then it binds the opponent. Really cool. So the skills it honed while it was a Thwackey are put on full display. All of my training has come to this for Rillaboom. Gentle nature that seeks harmony. I like that. I like that. That seems like it's out of a Disney movie right there. That pose, that feels very Disney. Rillaboom has a gentle nature and won't involve itself in trivial fights. However, it's extremely sensitive to any actions that could risk the harmony around it and keeps such actions strictly in check. I can see that. I see this could be really cool for like the anime or something, like a very strong personality Rillaboom, just like not letting any nonsense. Rillaboom also has a strong sense of solidarity with others and will fight ferociously when its allies are in trouble. I find it weird that there's nothing about the signature move though, because we get to see it apply inside the games, and normally when we have like a new move or something, there's like a little blue box and some kind of blurb about the new thing going on. And I'd like to see more about that, but okay, I guess we don't have that. Let's go on to Raboot. I love it. I love Raboot so much. He's so cool. I strongly disagree with the way that they went for the middle stage of the starter evolutions. I don't think they need to make it like teenager phase. I think the Pokemon should just grow up and not be overly thematicized like I've been talking about. But I could see that if they kept with this theme, that Cinderace being a Rabbit Ninja would be pretty cool. Now I guess that might be a little too close to Greninja, but still, it works out. I just think that, you know, the overdesign really hurt Thwackey and Drizzile, but then the final evolutions are pretty good, and then this is just the best one of the two. But I love that. I love the run. I mean, the only way it could be better is with the true Naruto run, but I'll take that, and this is why I love seeing the concept art. So we get more personality about the Pokemon. Rabbit Pokemon, fire, 2 feet, 19 pounds. We get to feel that, and I really love inside the trailer where it like shows like a little bit of excitement, and then immediately just like, nope, I'm gonna just put my hands in my pockets and I'm just gonna be all cool. So yeah, this is when you can actually like make a complex design fit into Pokemon without like, I think when they over stylize it, when they try to force too much of a theme, then it becomes obvious and then it stops feeling like a Pokemon. But we have thick fur all over its body. The fur that covers Raboot's whole body has changed to become more effective against cold weather. This thick fur is also good for controlling the Pokemon's fire energy, allowing Raboot to unleash its full power in a shorter amount of time. The temperature on its brow and the soles of its feet has increased since evolving, and Raboot uses these areas to deal flaming hot headbutts and kicks. I actually like that. A flaming hot headbutt, that's really cool, and it makes sense for Scorbunny. That just works out. Feet first approach to fighting. Huh. I didn't think about that with like how he keeps his arms in his pockets because it's more about like kicking and stuff. So yeah, it's nice. Favoring the powerful legs gained through evolution, Raboot keeps both hands tucked in its thick fur around its waist when it acts. To better train its kicking attacks, Raboot tries to not use its hands at all, which also seems to be effective in keeping it from losing body heat. It's also not unusual for Raboot to jump high and then kick down berries that grow in tall trees, juggling them on its feet as he eats them. That's cool. And that also makes sense why Cinderace has like no fingers and like these small little nub hands. So the theme very strong on that, and then Cinderace can like just kick a rock, set it on fire, and then blast the opponent in the face with one of the craziest attacks we've ever seen. Pyro Ball's nuts. Pyro Ball is a free Flare Blitz that doesn't even have recoil. It's ridiculous. So top-notch physical abilities. Cinderace has excellent physical abilities and boasts some of its best skills among all Pokemon when it comes to explosive force, jumping ability, and kicking power. All of its training has come to this. So I like that. I like how Raboot kind of gets in his own edgy... We called them Circle Kids. All the shout-outs to like the 3 people watching this video that are from South Broward High School. You know the people I'm talking about. They have like the Akatsuki robes on and they're practicing hand signals. I wasn't that much of a weeb. I wasn't in it that hard. I was just the pro Pokemon battler that no one could defeat. But when you look at it like that, it's like, yeah, Raboot was just kind of like, he was in his own mental state. He got into his own culture and then just tried to like live it out, and the training paid off through evolution. So once again, I think that's why this Pokemon's theme works so much better than the other ones. Like I said, I love Thwackey's lore. The design should have just been so much better. But then they tried to make it look more like a teenager and all the awkwardness that comes with that. So Cinderace attacks using a soccer ball made of fire, which it creates by pouring its fire energy into a small stone. It plays with opponents by using this artful footwork, kicking the ball around or throwing off opponents, or putting opponents off their timing, or putting a spin on the ball for an attack that's hard to evade. Yet it can still be evaded. 90 accuracy. Huh. I think Cinderace needs to work on that a bit more, to be honest. And then we can get into Drizzile, and Inteleon. Inteleon is just like awesome. I love Inteleon. So we have the water lizard Pokemon, and then long, dexterous tongue. We saw that in the trailer. I wasn't down with it. I'm like, why? Drizzile uses its long and dexterous tongue, which is coated in mucus, for battling and eating. This tongue is usually kept within its mouth, but when necessary, it can be launched out in quick shot to strike at Drizzile's play. It's only during these moments that the usually lethargic Pokemon demonstrates a shocking degree of focus. That doesn't make sense to me, because Sobble has nothing going on with its tongue. We don't have a frog Pokemon. That's what Greninja's whole thing is about. And then Inteleon doesn't seem to do anything with its tongue. It uses finger guns. Very wary intellectual sort. Okay. Drizzile is a very cautious Pokemon. It sets up numerous traps in the areas surrounding the tree hollows or rocks where it lives, using the water-type moves it excels in. It also uses its brain during battle, engaging in hit-and-run tactics, utilizing the landscape around it, or devising strategies to take full advantage of its ability to turn invisible when wet. Nothing like that sounds like a Sobble evolution, except for turning invisible with when wet. Like, this Pokemon looks like an emo, doesn't really display anything about being that way, or, you know, being some kind of angsty teenager in its theme, and it just, like, does things. Like, it looks like a crafty Pokemon, but I'm not feeling it. It's way too scrafty for me, and nah. Pokemon's just a mess. So let's go and find where I put that Inteleon page. The Secret Agent Pokemon! Damn. They ain't even hiding it. So we got 007 Anorexic Gex. Love it. A body equipped for anything. Inteleon's... And also, yeah, what does even Drizzile have to do with, like, Inteleon? Like, I get the setting up traps, but it doesn't really seem like it's that much of a Pokemon that's about the infiltration and stuff. And even setting up to build into becoming Inteleon. James! Why? So, a body equipped for anything. Inteleon's rail-thin body hides a variety of surprising tricks within it. For example, its fingertips can fire out water that has been compressed within its body, shooting out at the speed of Mach 3 to hit opponents where they're weakest. Is that how they say bullets? I feel like Mach 3 is actually a lot faster than bullets. Okay, that's lethal. 2,300 miles per hour. That's what I thought, because Mach 3 is 3 times the speed of sound, and the speed of sound is like 800 or something, or, you know, 7 to 800. So I was like, yeah, and a bullet is normally going to be around the speed of sound. So 9mm bullet travels at approximately 682 miles per hour. So almost 4 times the speed of a 9mm bullet. And I guess it's just Copa stuff. I gotta kind of slip in some lewd jokes. I have to swear a bit fucking more now, or else I'm gonna be deemed child-friendly. But at least if I'm talking about guns, then it's not for kids. However, I'm talking about guns, we're demonetized. Thank you, Inteleon, for ruining the ad revenue of this video, but also saving me from the FTC. YouTube's in a very weird state right now, but dude, that's just dead. However, I love it. That is like the best animation in Pokemon, and I've been saying it. They made the finger gun cooler by censoring it, because you just can't straight bang bang shoot someone. Kids are getting suspended from school, or was it an expulsion, for actually eating a Pop-Tart in the shape of a gun and then playing gun. You know, the Indians and Cowboys, you can't play any games anymore, so you can't even show that. We've had the censoring of the casino, you know, the gambling parlor. There's no child gambling in Pokemon anymore, so you can't do that anymore. However, that's a really sick way to make the gun look. I love it. So, either way, Mach 3, and that reminds me of, once again, going back to Naruto, there was, like, that, like, water pistol jutsu that Sasuke's friend had, the fish dude. So, I mean, this seems, like, more powerful than that. This is actually lethal. Like, incredibly lethal. Inteleon also has special lenses to keep its eyes and sharp knife... Wait. And a sharp knife hidden in its tail. What? No one tells me about this! Inteleon has special lenses in its eyes, and a sharp knife hidden in its tails. These hidden tricks allow it to adapt to any situation. I think I've seen the lenses, because when it looks like it's closing its eyes for the snipe shot, you can actually see, like, its eye, like, its actual eye slightly transparent through it, or translucent through it, or whatever. So cool-headed and honorable strategist. I love that. I love it when that honor comes into play. Not going to shoot you in the back or anything. Inteleon possesses great intellect and thinks deeply about things, calmly and deliberately. It is also known for its chivalrous behavior. In battle, it analyzes the weakness and habits of its opponents to devise strategies against them. It puts its intellect to good use when battling. It also appears to show absolute loyalty to trainers. It is recognized as worthy. I love that from a lore perspective. I love that whenever you can, like, earn a Pokemon's trust, it has a lot more, like, value in that way. Where is it hiding the knife? Seriously. But I think that's cool. Like, and then, like, you have like your own personal bodyguard on, like, the highest level that can just straight assassinate any threats to you. I need myself an Inteleon. That's a really cool Pokemon right there. And it hasn't shown any, like, of the transparency, though. It doesn't, like, there's no mention that when it goes into water, like with Sobble, it can become invisible, or that's gained, like, natural chameleon invisibility. It doesn't even need that. It just straight up wrecks people. Also, here's a couple of other cool things to note. This is why the video is worth it. People are like, well, we already know about the starter evolutions in the Pokedex entries. No, no, no. There's nothing about its knife tail. It has many hidden capabilities, such as fingertips that can shoot water and a membrane on its back that can use to glide through the air. We all say that. When it comes in, it kind of like does a flying squirrel kind of move. So there's all kinds of information about these Pokemon all over the place. Its membranes let it pick out foes' weak points so it can precisely blast them with water that shoots from its fingertips at Mach 3. Okay, the Mach 3 lethality, that is in the Pokedex at least. Another weird thing is like it doesn't have camouflage or anything to kind of suggest that in its moveset, but the Fell Stinger, that makes sense. So it's about to finish off the opponent. Shisha, Fell Stinger, Pocket Sand, that's going to be +3 attack. And then it can get scary from there. But I mean, competitively, I already broke down this Pokemon. You can check it out. Actually, a cool thing, like the Google search, top result for videos in Google search on my how to use. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, like it's cool to have this extra information about the Pokemon, and we finally got it. This would have been really sick before the games came out, but the way I feel about it, we didn't need Final Evolution, and the second I think they knew. I think they knew the second evolutions maybe wouldn't go over well with everyone, but the Final Evolutions definitely save it. So they just decided to wait till the games come out. But now what's the point? You know, if there's someone that hasn't seen the Final Evolutions and they've made it this far without spoilers, now it feels like the Pokemon Company is somehow going to post-release spoiler people on some of these Pokemon with the way they're doing the reveals. Like, I believe that if the Pokemon Company reveals something, it's not a spoiler, but if they've tried, like, if they haven't engaged with anything and now it's coming out, that's kind of like a weird timing because maybe people haven't made it this far in the game because they wanted to go in pure like that. I don't know, it's just kind of a weird thing, but either way, we have some really epic information coming out with these Pokemon. So guys, enjoy the video. Hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.